Hi, I'm Linda. I'm a demonstrator in Australia and I'm here today to show you something really cute and that is our new On Film Framelit dies. Now when we first got these, I actually procrastinated on buying them because I like the look of them, but I just really wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. I mean, they're in our new catalogue, this one here, the Occasions catalogue, and over here on page 18 you'll see the actual Framelits dies. They're called On Film, and they have a larger piece. They have a camera. Here they are. Okay, you've got this larger piece which is great on cards. You've got your camera, which looks awesome, cut out of silver foil. It looks really, really good. You've got two little arrows. Arrows are always handy on all kinds of things. And then you've got your little film strip, and that's the one I wanted to show you today. Okay, so to use it is really simple. It just goes through your Big Shot as per normal. If you're using a platform, your Big Shot platform that came with the Big Shot, you'll want to use it completely closed. However, if you're using the magnetic plate, of course you use it as it is. And the good thing about the magnetic plate is it just grabs on, so you don't actually have to worry about those framelits moving when you're putting them through. You don't need post-it notes or anything, they just stick on like magic. So that's really cool. And it does make a cracking sound, so, oh, actually it didn't do too badly that time. Sometimes the crack is louder. It's quite a tight squeeze through the Big Shot. So I'll move that out of the way. Here's the framelit that I've just cut, or the shape that I've just cut. And when you, move that out of the way, when you go and use it, the first thing is that this middle piece just pops straight out and get rid of that. Okay, but the rest of it actually stays in, so it's really handy to have some sort of pokey tool. I know it's a paper piercing tool officially, but I like to call it a pokey tool, or anything with a fairly sharp edge, and just go along the side and push out every second one, which is the larger holes. I'll bring it up so you can see what I'm doing. Just sort of push my pokey tool straight through the holes, and that both cuts out the holes at the back of the framelit that we want actually to be cut out, but it also helps to loosen the paper from the die. I'll do that on both sides. There we go, okay. And those pieces are coming out, okay. It's still in there, so there's actually another set of holes in between, and when you push those ones, you see immediately it starts to loosen the paper, okay. And you can actually just go ahead and prise the paper gently away from the die. Alright, I'll pop that over there, and then we have one beautifully cut out film strip die. Now, lots of ways you can use them. You can use them as a focal point on a card or a scrapbook page or whatever you like. I've used one over here as a focal point. I just put the framelit straight down. I glue dotted one of my spiral flowers. You might recognize this as one of the spiral flowers that I created in last week's video. If you haven't seen how to make those, they are awesome, and go and check that one out. And I've used the Just Saying stamp set and cut that out with the Word Bubbles dies. They're the new framelits that we've also got in the same new catalogue. So that's just a really, really simple 5-minute card, very, very easy to do, and that's using it as a focal point. Now, if you're also like me a little bit stumped with ideas of what could you do with these, go along to Pinterest. If you're a member of Pinterest, if you're not, you probably should be, because that's where you can get millions of ideas for your cards. All you've got to do is type in the search button On Film Framelits, and loads of things will come up that you could use. This little card here is one that I've made with the film strip, and in this case I've butted 3 up against each other to make the die, to make the feature. So I just want to show you how I did that. Now this is nice on a card, but it would look awesome on a scrapbook page with photos in it. It would just be such a cute way of showing off a set of photos. So just something to keep in mind, that it's a really great thing to have. To do it, you're going to be actually, you could overlap them I suppose, but I found it looked much better if you actually butt them up against each other, and I actually stuck them down onto a strip of paper. So I cut the strip of paper. These are 6 centimetres wide, okay. I cut about 1 millimetre off that, so 5.9 centimetres wide is the width of the strip that I cut, and then I could just glue these straight down. This one I actually, with this Make-A-Wish stamp, I've actually glued it down first and then stamped my stamp into the middle. That was fairly easy to do. If you're worried about positioning your stamp, you could use the Stamp Magic to get perfect placement. I've used pattern paper on these little bits here, and a bit of washi tape. And this is also one of the dies from the same set, but I cut the arrow in gold foils just to make a little bit of a feature as a male birthday card. So there you go. So The measurement, in case you need that again, is just under 6 centimeters wide, and it's 6.5 centimeters long. Okay, if you just want one of them, or if you are making multiples, you just make as many of those as you need, or you could just do one big long strip and snip it off wherever you wanted. So easy to use. My head is just full of possibilities. You may see these a lot on my blog over the coming weeks because I've got heaps of ideas swimming around in my head of things that I want to do with these cute framelits. The camera obviously is a really great little feature, especially on the scrapbook page. If you're a scrapbooker, you're going to have that one in your mind. So just bear those in mind when you're looking for something cute and new to use, and I'll be back again with something new for you next week. Bye.